Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Engine Builder Show. Our topic for today is how to create a marketing plan that actually gets results for your company. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and enjoy the show. Good morning, everybody.
There was always a ton to learn. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well and that your week is been a success so far. I appreciate you taking time to tune in. I am super grateful when you take time to tune in live here, when you get to listen to the podcast later or watch the recordings later. And as always, if you have questions, reach out. You can comment down below, or you can reach us at businessmarketingengine.com for anything that you need help with your marketing, with your technology, with anything that's going to help you build the engine that's going to help your business grow on a consistent basis. And like Jethro said, we're going to talk about how to create a marketing plan that actually gets results for you and for your business, because often I find that people will begin marketing and they don't really have a clear plan. And so they start down a path. They have no idea where they're headed. And of course, they don't get results because they don't even know the results they're going after. And that's something that can, definitely happen if we're not, conscious and intentional about how we go about things. And so the first thing that is really critical if you want to actually get results with your marketing plan and with the marketing efforts that you invest in is make sure that you define a single success metric that you can measure. And this is something that you can collaboratively do with whoever you're working with in your marketing. And I also believe that you will get the highest value out of it if you take time to define it for yourself first, and then bring it into the marketing conversation, even if you're doing your own marketing. Because often we just, we see things out there, we hear people talking about marketing, we see different tools and opportunities and channels that we can use. And because there's just tons of options, it's easy to start playing with the options before we even know what we're driving at. And so having a single success metric is an easy way to start to stack up your efforts, your measurement, and to see what results you're actually getting. Some of the times when we help our clients, when we're building out their 12-month marketing plans, because that's what we do, we sit down with our clients, we map out a full year-long marketing plan. We give them a whole menu of options to choose, so they can choose what they, together we can choose with their input what we believe is going to drive that single success metric forward. And then we're able to help them execute on those plans. And so some of the things sometimes that we choose together when we're looking at a single success metric is like number of discovery calls that are booked. If we're talking about somebody that starts with a consultation and they need to, have that consultation and then prepare a plan, that's one success metric we've used in the past. Other times we're working with home service companies. We will measure number of phone calls they receive and number of form submissions, because those are both leads. So we're measuring leads. There's other times for campaigns where somebody's never heard of this company. It's a brand new offer or it's a brand new company. And so we'll actually start by measuring brand impressions, because if you want to have a sales conversation, if you want to actually drive lead generation, you need to have awareness for what you offer and what you're putting out there. So whatever the single success metric is going to be for your marketing, it's important to define that so you can measure it and say, here's what we're tracking and here's the growth that we want to see. Another example of a success metric that we've measured is the dollar amount of the opportunities of the quote requests that are coming in. We have one client who, when prospects are interested in working with them, they fill out a contact request form and they specify their budget. And over 12 months, we helped our client generate over $7 million of new opportunities for their business. And so that was the metric that we were measuring. So what's key is determine what's going to be easy for you to track and measure, and that you can correlate to the result that you ultimately want from the marketing. Because again, marketing is not sales. We've talked about that on the show. But marketing is one of the things that needs to integrate tightly with sales. And it's often the step before your sales begins. And so when you define what are we going to measure, choosing a single success metric, then you can start to stack your efforts, your channels, all the things that you're going to do in your marketing around that. And you'll be able to say, okay, if we're going to run this campaign, or if we're going to make this offer, or if we're going to engage in this activity, how is it going to give us more of the thing that we're measuring, the single success metric? So that's the first thing. And getting clear on that yourself first is really helpful, because if you're not clear, then your team around you, or even when you just shift into marketing mode, you're going to start to have a lot of activity without a specific result. And that can lead to confusion and frustration. The second thing to really look at as you're building out a marketing plan and a strategy, and you want to get results for your company and actually get return on investment, is make sure that you build an offer that has a ton of positive psychological leverage and pressure. And so what I mean by that is there's often a core thing that you can offer or do that you do consistently and do really well for clients. That's the main thing that you should start the relationship with. But instead of just offering that, on top of that, add additional incentives, bonuses, options, and opportunities that if somebody engages with your core offer, they get all these other things stacked on top that are going to make their experience better. They're going to help them solve the next problems they may encounter. That are going to give them just a ton of value, so that when they begin the relationship with you, they receive a ton of value, and they can look at the main thing you're offering. Say the main thing is $1,000 to start. If they look at that, and then you add on another $3 or $4 or $5 or even $10,000 of bonuses and additional things on top of that to incentivize them to choose to work with you, then it's going to make it a lot easier for them to decide, okay, yeah, I'm going to go with your company because I can see I'm going to get a ton of value in the beginning here. So one of the things we help our clients do when we build our marketing plans is we will help them create that offer framework where it has a ton of positive psychological leverage, and it helps the prospect kind of step over that threshold and be willing to try, willing to have a conversation, willing to engage with the company and start a new relationship. The third thing then to pay attention to is once you've defined your single success metric, like we said, and once you've built an offer that really has a lot of positive psychological pressure that helps people be incentivized to step through and start working with you, is to then consistently, increase your brand reach so that more and more people are hearing about you. Even if you're not doing a direct call to action all the time in your marketing, the more consistent you are with your brand expanding, the more people will see you, know who you are, begin to like and trust you. And then when their pain occurs, or when that opportunity in their life comes up where they're like, man, I really need, to get this problem solved, you can be the top of mind person that's invested in the relationship with them. So consistently increase your brand reach. Also consistently test your offers, because what you think may be the right way to approach the audience, with here's the offer, here's the bonuses, here are all the things, it may work, or you may need to change it and say, actually, people feel like they want to buy this first, and here's a different three options as far as bonuses or offers that will go on top of that. So testing that consistently, seeing what's performing and converting is really key. And then the other thing to do consistently throughout this process is have conversations with your audience. Speak to the people that bought from you and ask them why they bought. Speak to the people that didn't buy from you and ask them, why didn't you buy? What were we missing? What did you end up doing instead? Talk to the people that are just generally in your community and the audience that you want to serve, and find out what problems they have, find out what challenges they're trying to overcome. In that way, you will consistently have a pulse on the audience, the needs they have, the problems they're facing, and you'll be able to tell what's going on in the market that you're trying to serve. So when we take that approach, it allows us to be really consistent and effective in our marketing. So again, the first thing is define a single success metric, because if you're measuring one specific thing, you can align your activities, the investments, the resources you have around how do we get more of that. The second thing is then build an offer that has a lot of positive psychological pressure. So if somebody says, well, I want this main thing, but man, I can get it here and just get that, or I can go to this company that's offering this plus a bunch of other really positive, helpful things on top of it as bonuses. So of course I'm going to go where I can get more value for my money. And then the third thing is be consistent in increasing your brand reach, consistent in testing your offers so you can test and adjust and see what works, and consistently have conversations with your audience, both buyers, those who didn't buy, and people that are just generally in your audience space, because that will allow you to truly learn about what your audience needs, how you can serve them at the highest level, and how you can consistently grow your business. So those are things to really pay attention to as you look at a marketing strategy, a plan, and building things out that are going to be effective. When you're ready to have a highly experienced, world-class team build a marketing strategy for you that will get you results consistently now and in the long run, reach out. We'd love to help you. You can contact us at businessmarketingengine.com. And I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's show.